It all started with a tweet, naturally, or so the legend goes. The year was 2024. Elon Musk, fresh off another Twitter tirade, somehow secured a meeting with then-candidate Donald Trump. The topic, a radical plan to streamline the federal government, aptly named Doge. Trump, never one to resist a good branding opportunity, was instantly smitten. Months later, a re-elected Trump handed Musk the keys to the bureaucratic kingdom. Armed with a team of tech wizards and venture capitalists, Musk, the self-proclaimed Doge father, embarked on his grand experiment. The goal? To vanquish the mythical beasts of waste, fraud, and abuse with the efficiency of a Silicon Valley startup. Washington braced itself. Little did they know, a digital hurricane was about to hit. Musk's first order of business was clear-cut the fat. The federal workforce, already leaner after years of austerity, became the prime target. Through a mix of buyouts, early retirements, and good old-fashioned firings, the government shrank at an unprecedented rate. By some estimates, nearly 250,000 employees were shown the door. Agencies deemed redundant or irrelevant in Musk's digital utopia were shuttered. The once mighty Department of Education was gutted, its budget slashed to a 15-year low. Foreign aid, a favorite punching bag of fiscal hawks, was all but eliminated. The message was clear: the era of big government was over. Here's where things get weird. Despite the mass exodus of government workers and the shuttering of agencies, federal spending didn't plummet as expected. In fact, it went up, way up. Economists scratched their heads. How could the government be spending more with fewer people doing less? The answer, it seemed, lay in the fine print. While Doge had slashed spending in certain areas, it had also opened up new avenues for expenditure. Privatization, a cornerstone of Musk's philosophy, led to a surge in government contracts awarded to private companies, many with ties to Musk himself. The fallout from Doge was swift and brutal. Politicians, both Democrat and Republican, decried the cuts, pointing to the erosion of vital public services. Government watchdog groups filed lawsuits, alleging a lack of transparency and due process in Musk's methods. Inside the administration, tensions ran high. Cabinet members, accustomed to the slow, deliberative pace of government, clashed with Musk's team of disruptors. Rumors swirled of shouting matches and late-night email tirades. Even Trump, initially enamored by Musk's swagger, began to distance himself as the backlash grew. The honeymoon was officially over. Section 5, the legal hydra. Every head chopped off seemed to spawn two more. Lawsuits challenging the legality and constitutionality of Doge piled up faster than a Twitter troll's hate comments. Civil liberties groups cried foul over the use of AI in government hiring and firing decisions. Whistleblowers came forward with tales of data breaches, algorithmic bias, and outright incompetence. The courts, already overwhelmed, struggled to keep up with the deluge of litigation. Musk, never one to back down from a fight, remained defiant. Doge, he insisted, was necessary to save the country from bureaucratic bloat, but the legal challenges took their toll. Section 6. The Doge father abdicates. Even as Doge raged on, dark clouds gathered over Musk's other empire, Tesla. The electric car giant, once invincible, faced mounting losses and production delays. Musk's net worth, largely tied to Tesla stock, plummeted. Distracted and under fire, Musk made a stunning announcement. He was stepping back from Doge. Citing the need to focus on Tesla, he handed the reins to a rotating cast of lieutenants, none with his star power or political capital. The Doge father, it seemed, had grown weary of his Washington adventure, but the damage, many argued, had already been done. Section 7, Ghosts of Agencies Past. The true cost of Doge, however, went beyond dollars and cents. The hollowing out of the federal workforce left a gaping hole in the country's institutional memory and expertise. Programs that had taken decades to build were dismantled overnight. The impact was felt most acutely in areas like scientific research, environmental protection, and international development. Agencies like USAID, once at the forefront of global health and humanitarian efforts, were reduced to skeletal crews. The long-term consequences of this brain drain, experts warned, could be devastating. Section 8. The Price of Progress? Was Doge a necessary evil, a painful but ultimately beneficial shock to a bloated bureaucracy? Or was it a reckless experiment in privatization and disruption, one that left the country worse off. The debate raged on, fueled by partisan politics and ideological divides. Supporters pointed to the billions saved and the increased efficiency of certain government functions. Critics countered that the true costs in terms of lost jobs, eroded services, and damaged morale far outweighed any perceived benefits. One thing was certain: the American experiment in government had been forever altered. Section 9. A database of shadows. As the dust settled, a new and unsettling reality emerged from the wreckage of Doge. Buried deep within the bowels of the Department of Homeland Security, a massive database was taking shape. This database, the brainchild of Musk's data-obsessed disciples, aimed to track the movements of every immigrant in the country, legal or otherwise. Armed with facial recognition software and predictive algorithms, the system promised to revolutionize immigration enforcement. Civil liberties advocates sounded the alarm, warning of a dystopian future where privacy was a distant memory and due process a quaint relic of the past. But their pleas fell on deaf ears. Doge might be gone, but its legacy lived on, a chilling reminder of the power of technology in the wrong hands.